Hello, this is Ian Martinez recording a PowerPoint for Professor Cadell's class on data centers in the Rio Grande Valley. This project is due in about an hour from now, so let's get into it. What does this mean for the valley? The social issue involves the industrial expansion of hyperscale data centers, massive facilities housing computer systems for AI, into regions with fragile natural resources. These facilities stand for voraciously consumptive industry that demands massive energy and water to process information. Why do most of these industries choose Texas? Texas has historically been a hub for data centers with over 400 already proved due to cheap land and deregulated power. Recently, companies like Enos Energy have targeted Harlingen and Willacy County for $14 billion projects. The rule of capture in Texas water law and local tax abatements are key drivers that have historically allowed these companies to work with minimal local oversight. The sociological impact. From the perspective of a humble farmer, he may face personal financial ruin if the rule of capture allows a nearby data center to drain the aquifer, leaving their personal well dry. And on a structural level, the grid demand ERCOT could lead to higher utility bills for all the valley residents, potentially worsening economic inequality in one of the poorest regions of the US. Here are the pros. Part 1. Data centers can provide an immediate influx of construction jobs and large-scale capital investment, which means money. Yay! These facilities need high-speed fiber lines that can bridge the digital divide by providing better internet connectivity for surrounding rural farms and schools. It's not exactly the main reason. It's not a direct reason, but what was I getting at? It can aid. It could aid inadvertently. Pros Part 3. Hosting AI infrastructure can attract secondary tech firms, potentially creating a tech ecosystem that offers alternatives to dangerous agricultural labor. And that link is where I got the last 2 points that I got. Here are the cons, pretty big ones. AI servers require millions of gallons of water annually for cooling, which rivals, I don't know why I quoted that, the water need of entire neighborhoods in a drought-prone region. Currently, Los Fresnos region is kind of on and off its drought era, so that's pretty great. The cons. The massive electricity demand, up to 10 times the standard surge, threatens the stability of a Texas grid that is still recovering from the 2021 collapse. While this ties back to pro number 3, while construction creates temporary work, a $14 billion facility may only employ 50 to 150 permanent staff once operational, offering low long-term ROI for the community. Oh, that circle is way too small. My thoughts on this. Even with the research that I've done, I can't really put a huge stake on why we need data centers, especially because I didn't know how to format it, but I meant to sneak in or talk about the situation that's happening on the island from my own witness, how the infrastructure and how the industrialization of the island is changing not only aesthetically but environmentally the area of South Padre. And from a financial standpoint, yeah, it brings in money, it brings in jobs, maybe not for us, but for the mass influx of people that are flocking down to the valley all of a sudden. It gives them jobs, a nice cushion, but at the cost of our ecosystem and at the cost of our ocean, pollution, oil lines. We go back to data centers. Data centers will release some of the contaminated water back into, it's like runoff. It'll run off back into the ocean. And it's not an environmental consideration. The environmental area of it is not really uh, as much of a concern as it should be, because from a perspective of what the valley is and stands to be, well, the valley stands to be a area with a lot of real estate, with a lot of financial potential, and people with the power to do so will do so, um, exploiting our valley's natural beauty for financial gain. But that is my thought on it. I'm not fence sitting. I mean to say that I do believe that the mass expansion and industrialization of the valley cannot be good for the long run. As soon as the well dries up, they'll move on to somewhere else and leave us with nothing. That is my take, and I thank you for listening to what I have to say.